Do you feel like life hits you and you don't know how to get back up? You wake up in the morning feeling like the world is against you. A plan that fails, a job that is lost, a relationship that breaks. Every day seems to bring a new challenge. And sometimes, you feel like you don't have the strength to face it. It's the feeling of being on a drifting ship in the middle of a storm without a rudder to guide you. We've been taught to look for happiness and success and comfort, but no one prepared us for failure and pain. They told us to be optimistic, but they didn't teach us to be strong. But what if I told you that pain, loss, and adversity don't have to defeat you? What if you could train your mind to be an unbreakable warrior, capable of weathering any storm? This is not a video for you to fall asleep to. It is a call to action for you to awaken the strength that already lives within you. Lesson 1. The dichotomy of control. Some things are in our control, while others are not. Epic. This is the first and most important lesson of Stoicism. The source of much of our anxiety and frustration is the attempt to control things we simply cannot. The weather, the opinions of others, past, future. When you dedicate energy to these things, you are spending your resources on a battle you cannot win. On the other hand, there is a list of things you can control. Your thoughts, your judgments, your actions, your character. Calm comes from the clarity of knowing the difference. Let go of what you cannot control and dedicate all your energy to what you can. That is where your true power resides. Think of a recent situation that caused you stress, such as a colleague's comment or bad news on social media. Most likely, your mind focused on why that person said what they said or on the negative impact it could have on your life. Those worries are a lost battle because you cannot control the actions or words of others. Your energy is depleted in a useless mental loop. Mental fortitude begins with the discipline to direct your attention. Instead of reacting impulsively, ask yourself, is this in my control? If the answer is no, repeat to yourself, this is an external reality. I focus on my response. This simple act frees you from oppression and gives you back your power. It anchors you in the only reality that matters, your inner world. This principle is an act of autonomy. It teaches you to be the sovereign of your own mental kingdom, protecting your most valuable resources, your time, your energy, and your peace from external invasions. When you practice the dichotomy of control, you free yourself from the need for the world to conform to your desires, and instead, you adapt to reality with serenity. The path to resilience is not in magic or luck, but in this fundamental distinction. It is the tool that allows you to build your life on a firm foundation rather than on the shifting sands of uncertainty. Today, take a moment to identify something that is worrying you, and if it is out of your control, let it go. Feel the lightness it gives you. Lesson 2. Adversity as an opportunity. The obstacle is the way. Marcus Aurelius. Don't see problems as a negative thing, but as a gym for your mind. Every time you face a challenge, it's an opportunity to practice patience, resilience, or courage. The Stoic does not run from adversity. He embraces it. Like the blacksmith who forges metal in fire, pain is what makes you strong. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this teaching? Adversity is not your enemy. It is your teacher. Life, by its very nature, is a river of events, and many of them will not be to our liking. The average person resists these events, complains about them, and feels like a victim. But the mental warrior sees every blow as a training opportunity. A failure is not a final defeat, but an exercise in humility and a lesson on how to improve next time. A criticism is not a personal insult, but a test of your ability to maintain calm and perspective. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. The Stoic does not deny the pain, but refuses to add layers of lament and self-pity to it. Instead, they ask, how can I use this moment to practice virtue? Unemployment becomes an opportunity to be disciplined in the search for a new job. An illness becomes a reminder of the fragility of life, and an opportunity to be patient. This practice of seeing adversity as an opportunity is the engine of resilience. It shifts you from a state of reaction to one of action. It makes you more proactive, more curious, and strong. Instead of being a weight that drags you down, each challenge becomes a trampoline that propels you forward. Today, think of a problem you are facing. Instead of just feeling its weight, actively look for the lesson it offers you. What virtue can you practice? How can you come out of this situation with more strength and wisdom than you had going in? Adversity doesn't stop you. It redirects you to a stronger path. Lesson 3. The power of perspective. Things do not disturb us, but our opinion about things. Epictetus! Events are neither good nor bad. They simply are. It is your judgment about them that gives them meaning. A storm can be seen as a disaster or as an opportunity to witness the power of nature. A criticism can be seen as an insult or as a chance to learn. Next time you feel overwhelmed, close your eyes and ask yourself, am I reacting to the event or to my interpretation of the event? By changing your perspective, you change your reality and regain your peace. Our mind is programmed to create narratives. In the face of any event, we instantly assign it a story, and that story is often full of fear, drama, and negativity. A promotion given to a colleague can become the story that you'll never be good enough. A casual comment from a friend can become the story that they are judging you. These stories are the true source of our suffering, not the events themselves. The power of the Stoic perspective is the ability to see these narratives for what they are. Just stories. It teaches you to detach from your initial judgments and to seek a more objective and rational perspective. It is an exercise in discernment, in separating fact from opinion. The fact is that your colleague got a promotion. The opinion is that this means something negative about you. The fact is that your friend made a comment. The opinion is that they were judging you. This practice doesn't mean you should ignore your feelings, but that you don't let your feelings control you. It gives you the freedom to choose a perspective that serves you rather than one that harms you. If you choose to see an event constructively, your mind focuses on solutions. If you choose to see it negatively, your mind gets trapped in the problem. Today, when something bothers you, don't react immediately. Pause and question your narrative. What other story could there be? What is the most useful and virtuous way to view this situation? Mental fortitude is not about avoiding narratives, but about choosing the one that makes you stronger. Lesson 4. The premeditation of evils. He who has a tranquil life is the one who has seen all things. Seneca. Most people live in fear of what might happen. Stoics, on the other hand, prepare. The premeditatio malorum is the practice of visualizing the worst-case scenarios. What would happen if you lose your job? What would happen if your relationship ends? By facing these fears in your mind, you strip them of their power to surprise you. You realize that you are stronger than you think and that you can survive. This practice doesn't make you a pessimist. It makes you unbreakable and gives you a deep gratitude for what you have now. The human mind is often paralyzed by the fear of the unknown. The terror of what could happen is, in many cases, worse than the event itself. The premeditatio malorum forces you to confront the unknown in a safe environment. Your own mind. You sit with your fear. You look it in the face, and you dismantle its power. You realize that even in the worst situation, you still have your character, your reason, and your capacity for choice. This practice is an exercise in realism. It teaches you not to live in a fantasy that everything will always turn out well. By recognizing that things can go wrong, you mentally prepare and emotionally detach from the outcome. If you lose your job, you have already thought about how you would survive. If your relationship ends, you have already considered the possibility of being. This preparation gives you a serenity that the average person doesn't have. Furthermore, the premeditation of evils is a powerful tool for cultivating gratitude. When you imagine losing everything you have, suddenly, the things you took for granted take on immense value. The roof over your head, the health of your loved ones, your job. This gratitude anchors you in the present and reminds you that even on the darkest days, you have much to be thankful for. Today, dedicate a few minutes to this practice. It's not for you to get depressed, but for you to become stronger. Choose a fear that torments you and do the exercise of thinking about the worst-case scenario. Then, ask, could I survive this? How? What would I have left? you will find that the answer is yes. And in that affirmation, you will find an unbreakable fortitude. Lesson 5. Focus on the present. Remember that you have no power over the future or over the past, only over the present. Live here and now. Seneca. Anxiety is the price of living in the future, and regret is the price of living in the past. The only moment you can truly act is now. The Stoics anchored themselves in the present, focusing completely on the task at hand. When you are eating, eat. When you are working, work. When you are with your loved ones, be present. By making every moment an opportunity to be conscious, you free yourself from the worries that chain you. The human mind is a tireless time machine. It spends its time reliving past mistakes or anticipating future problems. It rarely stays in the present moment. This constant distraction not only robs us of the joy of the now, but it also makes us less effective in what we are doing. Concentration is the basis of all good work and all meaningful connection. The practice of focusing on the present is an exercise in mindfulness. It's about training your mind to stay in one place. When you feel your mind wandering to the past or the future, gently bring it back. Focus on your senses. Feel the texture of your clothes. Listen to the sounds around you. Look at the colors in your environment. This simple anchoring brings you back to the only reality that matters. This discipline frees you from the oppression of time. You don't feel pressured by what's to come or tormented by what's already gone. You live in a state of flow, where each moment is complete in itself. The person who focuses on the present is not only more productive, but also happier, because they find fulfillment in the simplest things. Today, when your mind wanders, pause, breathe, and focus completely on the task at hand. Feel the chair under your body, the keyboard under your fingers, the light in your eyes. Don't worry about the past or the future. The only moment that matters is now. Lesson 6. Cultivate rational indifference. Do not wish for things to happen as you wish, but wish for them to happen as they do, and you will be happy. Epictetus. Stoic indifference does not mean being apathetic, but being rationally indifferent to things that do not have a direct impact on your character, money, status, health, or reputation are preferred indifference. If you can obtain them virtuously, but your peace should not depend on them. If you lose them, your value as a person does not diminish. Your unbreakable mind resides in the knowledge that the only thing that defines you is your virtue, not the things you possess. Most of us live in a state of emotional attachment to external things, to the approval of others, to our achievements, to our material possessions. When we become attached, we are giving away our peace to something that is outside of our control. If we lose what makes us happy, we feel defeated. The Stoic, on the other hand, understands that the only thing that cannot be taken away is one's character. Rational indifference is an exercise in liberation. It frees you from the need for the world to conform to your desires. It teaches you to desire reality as it is, because it is the only reality that exists. This does not mean you should not strive to improve your life, but that your happiness should not depend on the outcome. The effort is the virtue. The result is the indifferent. Think of one thing that defines you at this moment. Your job, your social status, your physical appearance. Now imagine you lose it. Who would you be without that? The answer you find is your true self. The Stoic trains themselves so that their true self is their character, because character is the only thing that cannot be lost. Today, practice detachment. Do not become emotionally attached to the results. Do the best you can in everything you do, but do not let the final outcome define your worth. Your peace is not in the victory, but in the effort. Lesson 7. The power of self-sufficiency. The wise man needs nothing, but can make use of all things. Seneca. Your greatest strength comes from knowing that you can trust yourself. Stoic self-sufficiency is not about being a hermit, but about building a foundation of inner strength that does not depend on the approval of others. When you seek validation externally, you give away your power. When you find validation within yourself, you become unbreakable. Learn to enjoy your own company and to trust your own judgment. Self-sufficiency is the key to freedom. in a world of interdependence. The idea of self-sufficiency can sound extreme, but for the Stoic, it is a crucial mental strength. It's not about rejecting others, but about not being a slave to them. Your peace should not depend on whether your partner praises you, your boss recognizes you, or your friends invite you. Your value is intrinsic, not extrinsic. Self-sufficiency is an exercise in trust. You trust in your ability to judge, in your ability to face adversity, and in your ability to be happy on your own. When you build this trust, you don't feel threatened by rejection or abandonment, because you know that the only person who truly matters is you. The Stoic finds validation not in the applause of the crowd, but in the applause of their own conscience. When you know you have acted with virtue, that you have done the right thing, that is the only approval you need. This internal validation is much more stable and powerful than anything the world can give you. Today, do something for yourself without seeking anyone's approval. Enjoy a moment of solitude. Make a decision based solely on your values without thinking about what others will say. In this simple act, you will find the key to freedom. Lesson 8, be the rock, not the wave. A man is not disturbed by what happens to him, but by his opinion of what happens to him. Epic. Imagine that life is like an ocean with giant waves. You cannot stop the waves, but you can choose not to be carried away by them. Be the rock. Unshakable, strong, and firm. The waves will crash against you, but they will not move you. This is the essence of mental fortitude. Do not allow external events to define you. Let your unbreakable mind face them and remain in its place. Your peace is not negotiable. In our daily lives, we are often like waves. We are carried away by the news, the opinions of others, negative comments, the rush of life. We react without thinking. We feel overwhelmed and out of control. The rock, on the other hand, is a symbol of resilience. It does not move, it does not complain, it does not react. It simply is. Its strength comes from its immovability. Being the rock does not mean being an emotionless being. It means that your emotions are like the waves crashing against the rock. You feel them, but they do not define you. A negative comment can hit you, but it will not move you from your place. A failure can get you wet, but it will not drag you away. Your unbreakable mind is your center, your anchor. This practice frees you from the need to respond to everything life throws at you. It gives you the freedom to choose your battles. Not all waves are worth your attention. Some just need to be observed. By choosing to be the rock, you become an observer of life rather than a victim of it. Today, when you feel something dragging you down, pause, close your eyes, and visualize yourself as a rock in the middle of the sea. Feel the crash of the wave, but do not move. Be unshakable. Your peace is not negotiable. Lesson 9. The journal as a mental gym. In the evening, when I examine what I have done during the day, I ask myself, what did I do today? What did I do wrong? Seneca paraphrased, your mind needs a gym. Great Stoics like Marcus Aurelius kept journals not to record the events of their lives, but to train their minds. Write about the challenges of the day, about how you reacted, and about how you could have reacted more virtuously. This act of introspection gives you clarity, helps you see your thought patterns, and allows you to correct your course. Your journal is not a record of what happened. It is a map of your progress towards mental fortitude. Most of us live without reflecting on our action. We move from one event to another, reacting without thinking. Life is a blur of activity without purpose. The Stoic Journal is the tool that helps you stop and be conscious. It forces you to take responsibility for your actions and your reactions. It forces you to be the judge of your own character. The journal is not a place for self-pity, but for radical honesty. In its pages, you are free to be completely honest with yourself without fear of others' judgment. You can admit your mistakes, your weaknesses, and your fears. And in that honesty, you find the first step towards improvement. You cannot fix what you do not acknowledge. This practice is also an exercise in memory. it helps you remember the lessons you learned. A day when you practiced patience, another when you showed courage. By recording these victories, you build evidence of your progress that you can use on difficult days. Your journal becomes your own book of wisdom, written by you for you. Today, take a notebook and write about a challenge you faced. Don't focus on the event, but on your reaction. How did you respond? Was it virtuous? How could you have done better? In this introspection, you will find the key to mental fortitude. Lesson 10. Honor your purpose. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Marcus Aurelius. Stoicism is not just about surviving. It is about living with purpose. Your unbreakable mind not only withstands the blows of life, but it also has a reason to withstand them. Find your purpose. It doesn't have to be something grand. It can be as simple as being a good person, being useful to others, or mastering your craft. Honor that purpose in every action. By doing so, you give your life a meaning that goes beyond the ups and downs of external events. Your unbreakable mind is the tool that helps you fulfill that purpose. Most people navigate life without a purpose, letting the world carry them away. This leaves them vulnerable to anxiety and depression. The Stoic, on the other hand, has an anchor. They know why they get up in the morning. They know why they face adversity. They know why they choose virtue. This sense of meaning is a shield against despair. Your purpose is not something you find on the outside, but something you discover on the inside. It is the answer to the question, what kind of person do I want to be? By honoring that purpose in your daily actions, every moment takes on meaning. The way you work, the way you treat others, the way you take care of yourself. Everything becomes an opportunity to live according to your values. The unbreakable mind is not a tool for a journey without a destination. It is a tool for a journey with purpose. It is the discipline to keep going, even when the path is difficult. It is the courage to be true to yourself, even when the world asks you to be something else. Today, dedicate a few minutes to reflecting on your purpose. What kind of person do you want to be? What values do you want to honor? By aligning your life with your purpose, you will find a strength that cannot be broken. We have reached the end of this journey, but the real practice is just beginning. Mental fortitude is not something that is found. It is something that is built day by day, lesson by lesson. Life will continue to present you with challenges because that is its nature, but now you have the tools to face them. You will not be defeated by life. You will be strengthened by it. You will not be a victim. You will be a warrior. Return to these words whenever you feel lost. Whenever you feel that the storm is too strong, close your eyes, breathe, and remember that your mind is your greatest asset, your sanctuary, and your fortress. And if you train it, it will become unbreakable. If this guide helped you, subscribe and share this video. And always remember, your mind is your power, and it's time for you to master it.